Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando and I get this question quite a bit. Should you put your property, your investment property, in an LLC or should you keep it in your regular name? Well, we're gonna get right into it, guys. So number one, I need you to think about what is the purpose. What is the purpose of your investment property? Now, this is gonna go into two categories. The first category is this going to be your primary residence? And what does that mean? Primary residence is that where you're going to stay more than any time of the year. Is this where you're going to live? Is this where your family's gonna live? Is this where all of your mail is going to go to? If that is the case, will be your primary residence. We're not talking about places that you're gonna be for 2 months and then you're gonna leave and never come back until the next year. We're talking about a place you are going to live. If this is going to be your primary residence, then that's one section. The other purpose would be business purpose. Now, what does this mean? This means you won't be living in the property. Your family won't be living in the property. I mean, your immediate family, your wife, your kids. They're not going to live in the property. Who is going to live in the property are tenants that sign leases. Tenants that are in leases will live in that property. It is 100% an investment property. That is considered use of business purposes. So those are the two sections. Now, I know what you're asking. You're asking, well, Orlando, why does that matter? Well, here's the reason why it matters, guys. So number one, you should never, ever put your property in the LLC if you are personally going to live in the property. It is a headache. It ruins a lot of things like financing for sure. It definitely ruins, write-offs and things that you're gonna get in tax write-offs. At the end of your primary residence, you get to write off the interest that you're charged. A lot of times too, based on state taxes, I don't know about your state, but my state, Illinois, you get a tax break because you actually live in a state, you own a property in the state also. So you can see how making sure that if you live in the property, you don't want to put it in the LLC. Do not put it in the LLC. Now we're talking about business. Business, you definitely want to put this in the LLC. Here are the reasons why, guys. For a business, you want to make sure that the property is protected, and that's what an LLC will do. It will protect your company, the building, the property that's inside the LLC from your personal stuff. So you want to separate those two. You want to be able to have the property be able to have its own checking account. You want it to have its own entity, which is the LLC, and you want that to be separate from your personal stuff. Now, why is this so important? This is so important because if something were to happen in the property, then it will be kind of encapsulated only within that LLC. A tenant falls and slips, breaks their ankle, they try to sue you, they sue the LLC. They can't sue your personal end of it. That is personal. They can only sue the LLC. You guys got to understand that I'm breaking this down not from a attorney standpoint. I'm breaking this down from a investor standpoint. So it's going to be a little bit simplistic. That's how I'm trying to make this video, very simplistic. So please make sure you speak to an attorney and you do all of your due diligence before jumping into this and putting your property in an LLC. But that is the general gist of a reason why you should separate the two. It's protecting your personal assets from your business assets. Two different columns, one can't go after the other. That's what you want to do. And we know how it works with tenants. Tenants hurt themselves. They think you got a lot of money. They go after you, right? Well, you want to keep that just going after the property, not going after you, your wife, and all this other stuff that you have personally. That's completely different. And now let's talk about number two, which is a big one, guys, a big one. Financing. If you put your property in an LLC, you will automatically have to bring 20 to 25% down. There is no questions asked. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. So what does that mean if you put your property as an LLC? Remember, you put your property, your primary residence in an LLC, you will have to bring down 20 to 25% down. Now, if you're just, doing financing underneath your regular name and it's going to be your primary residence, you can do 3 to 3.5% down to get into that property. That's the reasons why house hacks are so unbelievable, because you get heavy leverage with a low down payment. When you do it as a business, when you're putting your property in an LLC, you will for sure be bringing 20 to 25% down. Now, there are benefits to the LLC. It's a business, which means you get to do all the write-offs. You don't get to do that on the personal side. If you put the property in your personal name, you do not get all of the write-offs like depreciation, anything that you fix in the house. You can't write that stuff off. You can write that off on the LLC because it is considered a business. So there's two sides to it. And I keep it really simple. If I'm living in the property, it's going to be underneath my name. You want to do everything above board. We're not doing any trickery here. If you live in the property, do it underneath your name. If it's going to be used for investment, then do it underneath an LLC. Now, there is an exchange here. There is a middle ground, and the middle ground is doing a house hack, buying a duplex up to a 4-unit, 2 to 4 units, living in one of them, and getting that multifamily that's underneath your name. There's one thing that stays constant in that. You are living in the property. So once again, live in a property, put your name on it. Business, go ahead and do it underneath the LLC to protect yourself, guys. So I hope you got value out of this content. I'm gonna need you to watch this next video. It will help you get into your first rental property and possibly your second or third or fourth. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.